Welcome to Smart Notebook version 11. I just wanted to do a brief overview of some of the new features, the new look of Smart Notebook. As you can see at the top, the toolbar has changed. Of course, changes are sometimes a little confusing and awkward at first, but I think you'll get used to this. Before I begin, I want to point out that if you go up to the Help menu, there's a tutorial link that you can click, and Smart has put together a really great step-by-step or page-by-page tutorial of some of the new features of Smart Notebook, and that's loading right now. But for many of you, it might be the first thing you see when you first open Smart Notebook 11, and I encourage you to look at it. There's some really nice new features that are a little more intuitive with Smart Notebook 11, and there's even some brand new features that just didn't exist before. So as you can see, the tutorial's coming up. There's this welcome page. You can click right through the different pages that cover some of the new features. So I'm gonna, rather than show you that any further, I'm just gonna open up a blank new document and then just kind of start from scratch. So the toolbar up here, you see some of the familiar tools. They haven't changed too much, but I want to show you what happens when you click on one of them, like the text tool. So notice what happened over here. I can click and start my text box here, and notice that I don't have to go down to the Properties tab anymore to do things like change the color. I can just edit right in here, right on the toolbar. There's a color palette. I can change my text to black there. I can also change the font as well using the drop down. And then, of course, I can also make it bigger, and I'm all here within the text tool. So text is easier to insert than ever before, I think. Going back to the select tool, I can move this text around now. If I wanted to add a shape, same thing happens. As soon as I click the shapes icon, all these options show up. I could draw my shape, and then I can customize it right here. I can change the line style, make it thicker if I want. I can also change the color, maybe make it a red star. Oh, there we go. So that when I draw my new shape, it ends up looking like that. Change the transparency, stuff like that. So it's a little more intuitive in that regard. There's also the pen tools up here. You have your traditional pen tools. They've given you one more color. Now you got purple as one of your choices. That's nice. But there's also a new crayon tool, which is pretty cool. Not sure if this is purple, but I can always change it. No, that's black. I can always change that by going to the select tool. Making it purple. So the crayon is nice, especially for the younger kids, I think. Some other options you have here. Highlighter, creative pen, magic pen, that hasn't gone away. And you can customize your pens really easily here with these different options. So if I wanted to make my pen really thick, I can do that. So that's nice. You can customize the toolbar as you could before. To customize it, the easiest thing to do is to right click, and then you can just drag icons to your toolbar that you want. So for example, if I want to just clear all the ink off the page, I can do that really fast right there. So that's kind of the main difference in terms of the look and feel. Of course, there's new features as well. Look at this tab here. Let me open a new page. This new tab is pretty cool. It's an activity builder. If I click on it, and then I got to insert some objects on the page. So let me just copy and paste a picture from the web. Let's say you were doing a unit on the Republican and Democrat parties. So you want to pull in the symbol of each. taking a second to copy. Not what I expected to have happen. That's okay. Let's try that again. Let me try it with the Republican image. Save image, copy image. I want to copy image. I don't want to have to save it. Let's paste it in there, see what happens. Oh, there we go. All right, let me go back to my copy image. Get that donkey in there, hopefully. Ah, must not be formatted the way I thought. Oh, let me find a different one. Just bear with me. Come on, donkey. There we go. Okay, so you have these two objects here, and maybe you make some text boxes that show some of the party platforms, such as pro-choice. You do pro-life. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click one of the objects and I'm going to edit it. So that's the Republican, and I can drag the object to accept them here. So that pro-choice is going to be accepted, not in that one, I'm sorry. Pro-life, of course, gets accepted by that party. And then for this party, clicking the donkey, and now I'm going to drag, hold on, I have to say done. Actually, let me do the pro-choice will be rejected by that object. I click done, and now let me work with this object. Let me edit that one. So I'm going to drag pro-choice to be accepted by the donkey, pro-life to be rejected by the donkey, and click done. And so now, when I'm just going through my lesson, if I drag pro-choice up to the Republican symbol, it gets rejected. If I drag it to the donkey, the Democratic symbol, it gets accepted. Like so. And you can do that with objects too. It doesn't have to be text boxes. So that's kind of a neat new feature. You can make up and customize your own activities on the fly. Let's see, what else is new? The gallery hasn't changed all that much. The tabs are still there. You still have the properties tab if you wanted to customize something beyond what you can do up here. Oh, something else in the text box I noticed. So if I'm adding a text box and I wanted to insert a math problem, an equation or something like that, let's see, we can do something along the lines of, and we wanted to put a square root in. We have symbols we can use. So I believe this is their square root symbol. Insert. And then, maybe students have to fill in that blank. Oops. There we go. So that's another, nice way to use the text tool. But other than that, not a whole lot has changed. I know that there is now a web browser that can be inserted onto a page. I'm not sure how into this feature I am yet. Jury's kind of still out on that, but if you had a web page that you wanted to insert in one of your notebook pages so you didn't have to multitask and have a web browser open, like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, you can have an Internet Explorer, or you can have a web browser right here on the web page. So you can surf the web from within. It is kind of limited though. It's not a very big page. You could make it a little bit bigger, but it doesn't really, I don't know how well that works. Oh, that's interesting. It took Google, made it its own object just by dragging it. So there's that. Anything you could possibly want to insert, it's all here. But I just wanted to give you an overview. There's the tutorial, a little more extensive. But just wanted to give you a quick feel for the look and feel of the new version of Notebook. If you have any questions about it, or you're having a hard time, making it do what you want it to do, then of course don't hesitate to contact me. Just shoot me an email or put it in School Dude, and we'll take it from there. All right, thanks for watching.